Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you on what is the first Saturday of the championship meet, and we will kick it off with a bang with a couple of very pricey $300,000 Florida Sire Series stakes races, the finale of that series and potentially the culmination of Rated by Merit as he looks to make it 4 for 4. And Brad Cox, exciting newcomer as well in the filly division. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but we got going yesterday with the Rainbow Six, and it's growing very, very quickly. And I think we got $50,000 today in the guesstimated jackpot. But we'll 100. Okay, yeah, I was going to say we'll get it to 100, so that's good to see. $100,000, excuse me, on that. It's already up to 29, and as everybody knows, it grows quickly regardless. But now that we are in the thick of the championship meet, turf racing is back. We love that as well. And we've got a fast and firm day. Little slight chill in the air, but we hope to see out here. It's going to be a fun Saturday. Two big races.
Yep, it is, and very exciting. A good 11 race card to dig into.
Yeah, without a doubt. And let's do it. We've got a lot to get to, a lot of replays to show you. We'll kick things off in about 56 minutes with the early pick 5 here on the Tapeta in the opener. We'll take a look at my ticket now. That pool yesterday was $250,000, and it should be a lot more than that today, as we've got turf racing in the first, again, Saturday of the championship meet. I'll rip the Band-Aid off in the opener. In race number 2, the top pick is on the inside. That is the 1 Play Misty. In race number 3, the top pick there is the 7, and that is Entrepreneurship for Cassie and DJ, the first-time starter. Bubbly Champagne, I can't beat her at an even money on the morning lot. She could be literally 2 to 5 in that race if they're really going to send it in. And then in race number 5, good one on the turf, a maiden special weight. Throw the blanket on it. A key draw into the 13. I want to remind everybody and let everybody know, and we will do that again, but the top pick for me is and always was the 10 Mythic Performance on the comeback for Brian Lynch. That's an $18 early pick 5 ticket. We'll get into the opener now. Samantha, it's a 1.70 on the Tapeta here. 17.5 maiden claimers. That's kind of a new little one I think that we've seen. It's a clean race. There's very few scratches today of any sort of significance. You're on the inside with Great Shashi, and actually we've got a replay because Great Shashi and the 10, not one less, went at it last time.
They did. This is my best bet today here. Great Shashi did way more work than not one less. Now, I'm not going to lie, this was not a good race at all, but listen, the race that we have today is not a really good one either, and you see Great Shashi on the inside doing a lot of work. Now, not one less is the 5. Running on late. I think that this is a horse that's going to take some money because it looks like, oh, this horse picked up some ground, but Great Shashi did way more work here.
Yeah, without a doubt, and you can see it there. Won the, they lost the war in the lane. They're off the claim now for DeBono. Well drawn down on the inside. Conversely, not one less gets all the worst of it on the draw. So I agree wholeheartedly. That's the one I want out of that race. The problem is Zozukera now is back with Oscar Gonzalez, and we're going to route for the first time for a tag because those two routes to start her career were in the maiden special weight race with Oscar Gonzalez.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this barn yet. Still, I'm a little hesitant to come back to the barn.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's the big move up getting back, we think, at least, to Oscar Vincente Stella Stables.
Right.
Owner's title. So, there's a lot to like there. Likely a short price, though, as well. Early pick 4 in race number 2. I'll tweet that ticket out. It's a run back of my early pick 5. This is a mile on a firm turf course, the rails. Out at 17 feet for this $50,000 2L for the fillies and mares. 3-year-olds and up. It's a clean race like most of them are today. We love that. You're all the way on the outside to the 8 Silver Moonlight, who's, clearly the horse to beat for Safi.
Yeah, and we'll show you why, because this is the win last time out for Safi Joseph. And what I like about this horse is they're not really getting greedy here. It was more of a workman-like win for this filly here. She was 2 to 1. That was a really good price on her. And again, not the strongest race. I don't think. Mama Bella came back to win, which is a good sign. But Silver Moonlight was nagged the whole entire way. She's got a lot of speed. If Edgar Zayas chooses to use it, we saw that with 2 turf races yesterday out of the 3 that they just popped him on the front end here. This is a filly that could do so today.
And she had an experience edge because the Tabor homebred that ran second there was a first-time starter. She wouldn't have beat her if she had a race under her, but she ran very, very well. I'm just going to try to speed pop the field. I think Play Misty's going. Your horse will be close, and maybe they can just scoot away on the far turn.
Yeah, they definitely could. This is one that maybe I don't think stacks up as much against Silver Moonlight, maybe just back class-wise,
Yeah.
but still, at least she's faced winners before.
The two, It's Satisfactual from Mike Trombetta, and Edwin Gonzalez going to save some ground on a trainer switch from Cherie DeVoe.
The Belmont at Aqueduct race, this horse was way far out of it early. I think this horse, the mile and a 16th needs every bit of that, but just seems like a cheaper horse, honestly.
I think the problem with this horse is she's never won a race. She was, what happened was the winner got later disqualified, so it's kind of not fair almost, because
really,
it moves her up, so she quote unquote won the race.
Right.
Well, now she's got to face winners, and she's never won a race, so it's, she's really up against it from there. It'd be nice if she could get a confidence boost and win a maiden claiming race. Well, you can't do that anymore because she is officially a winner now. Race 3 is on the Tapeta. 5.5 furlongs in a special. It's a maiden optional claimer. We're going to bring these races back now. We kind of didn't do that over the summer, but the Florida breds don't need to be in for the tag. The tag is $35,000 if you want to enter for the tag. These are 3 and up fillies and mares in here. Another clean race here. We're both on the firster entrepreneurship for DJ, who's, as you kind of texted me, he might have a little steam to her.
Yeah, she's a really nice looking daughter of Dialed In. There was one breeze of her on XBTV. It wasn't really pertinent to show here because she didn't do much, but very good looking filly. Just had some setbacks, I think, against a field like this. This is a great post too. She'll be bet well, and I think she'll be tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if she's even favored in here. Baldemar, though, has got some serious form, so she's going to have to be a runner. You're running figures in here with Baldemar. Delmar 4th on debut, and then she got to the Tapeta last time. Blinkers and Lasix go on today. She's going to be a problem, too.
Yep, she will, especially with the Lasix going on.
Girl in the Blues got the speed, but she couldn't see it out. How about the 2, okay? Pharaoh's favorite. Now, this is a homebred for the Ramsey, Mr. Ramsey, and Safi. This is a full to Artie's Princess, debuting on November 30th of her 3-year-old year, and you can have her for $35.
Not a very good sign.
I don't think so. We'll see what you say about them when they're behind us in the walking ring at about 1:15 in the p.m. Race number 4 on the Tapeta at $170 here. These are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, 12.5, 2 L's. Scratch the 9, some of it. The American U.S. riding debut of Mia Nichols on the 4, a 20-year-old from England who's won some races over there. She's a 7-pound apprentice. We welcome her here to Gulfstream Park. Jerry O'Dwyer is going to give her a leg up. Kind of got some history with her in the family. I believe Jerry rode with her father, so that's exciting to see. This will be her first mount here. But they are, okay, you're not picking Bubbly Champagne. No. You go with the 11.
Bubbly Champagne, I think strictly is the one to beat, but I don't like the post position here. Now, I'm not enamored with the post position for Cool Tricks either, but this horse has nice tactical position here, and I think what the good sign is, they're not getting greedy with this horse by any means. You just won for the 12.5 level. This is really the only kind of exception where I like horses doubling back off a win.
Yeah, it was remarkable. She paid $12 last time. That was a big
I remember you kept saying that.
Big favorite scratched out of her race. The problem, they timed it with a sundial that day. Bubbly Champagne is, boy, oh boy, she could be, like I said, 2-5 in here. I wasn't looking to try to beat her. Victor Barboza claimed her last. 2 back for 16. She's in for 12.5. No big deal there. She is 1 for 14 with 6 seconds and 3/3. So that's not ideal, but anybody else in here is a big number. It's hard to make anybody else. Sweet Judy Blue for Jerry O'Dwyer, and we haven't seen her, but listen, if nothing else, for me and Nichols, if nothing else, her last race was a win.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know. Place for Mom, I have no idea where her form is.
Either.
At least Edgard's going to ride for Happy. That's a Happy Alter. That's a good sign, but short number on the 1 in there. Let's get one more in before the break. It's a really good one, too. It's on the turf in a maiden special weight here. We've got 3-year-olds and up. Again, the rails at 17 feet. Scratch the 11, Sticky McSchnickens. Scratch the 14, Active Mutiny. The 15, Mustade is out. The 9, Corruption is a gelding. Miguel Vasquez rides the 7, Chow Chuck. Okay, got all that. TT pick 3 time as well. Samantha's got that. You got a video out today as well for that, correct?
I do, yeah. A bird is joining us as well.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay. The Tropical Turf Pick 3, 15% low takeout, $3 minimum. This is the best wager here as far as turf parlays. We'll get into this race in just a second. Then after the break, when we come back, we'll get into race 8. But I do have the 7 on top. That is Sleepwalker. Race 11, this is a really competitive turf feature that we've got. I have Lady Mary. She's the German Invader, has making her second USA start for Jack Sisterson. It's a $48 play, and as you can see here, Brian, I'm really spreading in this opening leg here of this maiden special weight.
Well, as you can't see, but as you saw in my early pick 5 and early pick 4, I'm spreading deeper than you are because it's that kind of race, and I don't have your horse anywhere. So, talk to me about the 6. We live this game at 20-1 on the morning line for Anthony Margada.
This is my long shot here. We lived this game on debut earlier in January this year. It was not a strong race by any means, but this horse ran deceptively well. Now, I went back and I looked at the Laurel race. I thought this colt ran really good, actually. He was... you know, Ramon Moya, I like this jockey a lot, and Anthony Margada and him do really good work up on the Jersey Shore during the summer, but he's just not a grade A rider. And now we're going to get Drayden Van Dyke, who I feel like is a little bit stronger finishing-wise. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to make a complete difference here because Ramon did ride him very well, but I think we'll get a little bit extra out of him. And this is just such a race where it's so wide open.
Well, I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, you look at this race, they all kind of sort of look the same on paper.
Right.
Your horse is looking up at a lot of them, but he's not that far out of the realm of possibility, and he just ran well last time. Mythic performance for Brian Lynch. We've talked about it time and time again. Brian started the meet white hot last year, and he's already got 2 stakes wins here at Gulfstream in the last month, not during the championship meet, but right here. Mythic performance, we always thought was cut out to be a good horse.
We did.
Something kind of went awry, but I think a bigger, stronger, meaner, soon-to-be 4-year-old Mythic performance might be a big danger in here.
Yeah, and he's been breezing really good as well. There was a work on November 10th. That was a nice, strong breeze. I like that he gets these quicker breezes into him because this is a big, heavy horse. He needs every bit of it.
Let's take a look at Chow Chuck here.
And Peretti
and
now.
Peretti.
This is great.
Peretti draws in now. This is important. Peretti is the 13, and he draws in. It was part of an entry at Belmont at Aqueduct, but Peretti was 5-2 that day for Phil Antonacci, who had a live one yesterday with Irad.
Yeah, look, I'm glad we got to see this because to me, I don't need Peretti. I know you're using him. I don't need this horse at all. I thought Chow Chuck did a lot more running. The rails were at 18 feet this day at the Belmont at Aqueduct meet. You see Peretti's just kind of riding the coattails, but Chow Chuck ran his eyeballs out.
Yeah, Chow Chuck is one of the horses that are eligible to be favored in this race. You can see, I think there's 4 of them between 4-1 and 5-1. It's that kind of impossible race. To be fair to Peretti, that was his first start in 10 months, first start on a trainer switch, first start in the U.S. So he's allowed to run better today.
Definitely.
He darn well better because he's in the parking lot here. It's as bad a post as you can have. He's the last horse I wanted to throw in. The 3 is the house horse, Bell Mountain. The problem with Bell Mountain now, if he couldn't win over the summer, how's he going to win now when there's some tougher dudes in here?
Yep.
I think that's a worry. Corruption, I don't have Corruption. I have no idea what to make of him. Over a year layoff, trainer switch from Pletcher to Cassie, gelding, Lasix.
It's good, but all of these things here, which, by the way, the race that he comes out of Carson's Run, that horse is in a graded stakes today at Del Mar, so the Seabiscuit, the grade 2. But Corruption is going to need a race. In hindsight, maybe I didn't need to put him in my tropical turf pick 3 because he's not 100% fit here, but hey, he could pop up and do something. This is one to definitely watch later on.
And Carson's Run, if I'm correct, is ridden by Dylan Davis for Christoph, and we'll see Dylan Davis probably in the new year here, or maybe even sooner. Very, very talented young rider from New York, had a monster summer at Saratoga. We haven't even talked about the morning line favorite Enlighten for Pletcher and Zayas, who we haven't seen since last December, is going to come back with Lasix.
This is a big move here as well. I love the Lasix going on. the Aqueduct race back in November last year. This horse galloped out really well. I don't know how he didn't get it done.
Right.
And whenever he came back in December here, around this time last year, so that was weird to me.
He was pretty not good.
Exactly.
I don't want to beat up a horse that was third, beating 3/4 of a length.
But it wasn't that great.
He was supposed to win, point blank, for sure. 5 down, 6 to go, but we got the heavy lifting when we come back. We've got the double sire stakes for 300 grand. We got a rainbow that's going to be huge as well. Ronnie's got that ticket. Stay tuned. We'll take a quick break and be back with you shortly.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. We're happy to have you aboard on what is the first Saturday of the championship meet. And boy, oh boy, does it start out with a big, big bang with a couple of $300,000 Florida Sire Stakes. It also starts out here in race 6 with the Rainbow 6, $100,000 in your estimated jackpot. I think we'll comfortably pass that. The pools are going to be very, very large today. Ronnie put the ticket together. Of course, he'll be out here with me for the opener. And here we go, 43.20 for Ron.
Well, we'll get into this race in just a second, but he's using somebody else other than the favorite and Win and You're In. Race number 7, 3 deep for him here. He's got Go Big Green, Wicklow Gal, and the 11 Busy Moline. Race 8, 3 deep. He's got Sri Lanka, Burn Away, and Sleepwalker. That's my top pick. Race number 9, he's got the old Tapeta Champ, Fly the W. Race 10, there's the single of Rated by Merit. Of course, what a cool horse. Hoping to see him take all 3 of the Florida Sire Stakes. And in the finale, this is a competitive race. I singled Lady Mary, but he's got New Guinea in the mix. That's going to be a tough horse, too. Madam Mischief and Biloxi Blues. And what is a 43.20 ticket?
The 2 favorites seem a pretty sizable cut above in that 11th race, including Lady Mary,
Agreed.
Who might be a cut
Yeah.
above. So, all right, let's get into it. This is exciting now. Florida Sire Stakes, the My Dear Girl, $300,000 on the line for the gals. We're going to stretch these 2-year-old fillies out, and the majority of them are going to see a first turn for the first time, at least on the main track.
Yeah.
Actually, they're all going to see a first turn for the first time. It is a short stretch finish line as well, and there's a very exciting newcomer that you can talk about called Stunner for Brad Cox, and she has done just that in our last 2 races.
Yeah, she really has. We'll take a look back at the Belmont at Aqueduct race. That was the Tempted Stakes. She ran huge here. You look at just the way she did everything and the way she kept going. Take note of Impulse Buy. This horse runs at Churchill today, cutting back. I like that horse a lot today. Anyway, Stunner. This was a 5 on the sheets here.
Yeah, it's a huge number.
Yeah, and especially on the rail the whole time. There's nobody that even sniffs that in this race. Now, she would have to regress in a 5-point way in order not to beat this field.
And that's Safi's, the Queen's MG. He was a grade 3 winner at Saratoga that we know down here, and she just got drilled.
Yep.
Perfectly drawn, too. It's a very quick run for the first turn. I caught up with Safi yesterday, who's got, we can show our locals now. We can show Win and You're In, and Safi's got our Morning Brew, who we don't know why. He didn't know why. She didn't run last time. And he said, I can't beat the Cox filly unless we move forward way. And that's the kind of race it is. She's a very, very exciting newcomer. We certainly don't want to disparage our home team at all.
No.
But even what Win and You're In did here, it's not going to cut it.
It's not. And Win and You're In found a new gear because she stubbed her toe a little bit. And we talked about this with fillies, especially these 2-year-olds. They can come back. The races can come back to them. And I think that's what happened to our Morning Brew. And conversely, what happened to Win and You're In 2 starts
Exactly
back.
the same. You're right.
So it's just like they flip-flop. But, hey, look, she's still on her left lead. That's 2 races that she's done that now. Actually, 3 races she's done that. You can't win races like that. she can beat me today. She's beaten me every time she's
Yeah.
won, so it's fine.
Yeah, the Safi interview's out there, and we'll certainly air it again later.
Yeah.
But he said we'll be on the lead, and
Yeah.
we're just going to see what we can do. If we can break running, we'll put her on the lead. That's our morning brew, and we'll see. She's going to need a really quick. Not only is she going to need an about face, she's going to have to run the race of her life.
Right.
I put Feedy in second, the
Good for
homebred
you.
for Steve Screnchy. I thought she was really good the other day. The
Yeah.
problem was she's back on quick rest. She's outside. It's a huge step up, but I just don't like the locals out of those races,
No.
and I'm going to try to get something in between.
Yeah, and for you, underneath, Fetty is a horse that the dam was very impressive long on the dirt.
Well,
So the breeding is there. She won 5 long
Yeah.
on the dirt. So I think that that's a good one to maybe throw in underneath.
Yeah, Rainfall, who Samantha's speaking of, is by Blaine. So
Yeah.
she's out of a Breeders' Cup Classic winner, this horse, on the bottom of the pedigree.
Yeah.
Race number 7 kicks off the late pick 5. That'll be a big, healthy pool as well. We're on the Tapeta at a mile and a 16th here. These are fillies and mares 3 and up, and all we have at $10,000 a tag. Just the AEs are out. We'll take a look at Samantha's late pick 5 ticket now.
Well, I've got 2 singles in the last, and I'm spreading
Yeah.
here. Race number 8, I do have the number 7 on top. That's Sleepwalker. That's the second leg of the Tropical Turf Pick 3, race 9. I've got the 1, Fly the W on top, and then there you go, a Rated by Merit and a Lady Mary double. If you want to double the ticket, hey, look what I did there. New Guinea in the last race. That's the other one, the 2.
Well, you said if you want to double it. You didn't add them together when you did double it, though.
No.
$80.
Okay, I do know
so
4 plus
yeah,
4.
yeah.
That's one that I do know.
All right. I mean, you
The maths.
You wanted
is
to pat
nothing.
yourself on the back.
I did.
there,
I
but
did. It's okay.
You didn't
Just
really
give me that
do
one.
it. Okay. Well, it kicks off with a problem. This is a
Yeah.
difficult race, a full field of 12, and neither of us picked the morning line favorite, Busy Moline. We're all over the place here, but Wicklow Gal now is talk about an about face. We're going to have to get her back, but she is dropping now, second off the claim
Yeah.
for Safi and Edgard.
Well, what I like about her is Safi, a race came up. He put her in.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit out of her reach. Now she's back where they claimed her. She can go to the lead and hang on, hopefully.
Hopefully. Tough to wire
It is.
on the Tapeta. The
It
flow
is.
of this race is going to be interesting to see what happens. This is a big drop for Don't Mess with Tess
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. 35 starter for the Walensky's. Rachel Song, we know how good she is on Tapeta. We'll have to work something out from down there. Could be a little problematic and a little tricky, but she's in the mix here, which she should be a square number.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was really excited they took the blinkers off her last time, and then, I'm not going to pretend to know what Edgar Perez said after the race or anything like that, but now they're back on again. I don't know. With the 6-year-old, I was happy to see him off, but
Yeah.
I
No,
would have
she's-
given her one more chance.
She's
without
run
him.
well with him.
She has, yeah.
She didn't run poorly last time.
No.
Nobody in here is probably running within 5 lengths of Rachel Song, to be
Right.
perfectly honest. We got to talk about the 11. I mean, she beat Busy Moline now. She beat your horse on the square by 2 lengths, 2 back. She was just second, beating a half length in a starter optional
Yeah.
claimer, and here you can have her for 10.
Well, they claimed her for 10.
I get that, but
I don't know what to do with her, to be honest, but it's Patter Pop, so watch out.
well, they're so sharp at putting their horses in winning spots.
Yeah,
that's
big
for
time.
sure. But I'm certainly not using her, but I'm willing to fade her a little bit, at least on top. Smart Spending runs her same race every
Yeah.
time. She's right there.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah.
All right, late pick 4 now here in race number 8. It just keeps getting better because we're on the turf here in an absolute war of a race. This is an optional claimer here for the fillies and mares. We'll go a mile and a 16th on the turf. Its rails are out at 17 feet. Scratch to 6 perilous. Edgard Zayas. I think he always was riding
yeah.
the 2, but he's now officially riding the 2, and his name is spelled correctly as well. Let's take a look at my late 4. I got a funky ticket. I got a long shot in the Sire Stakes.
I love it.
You might want to find me at happy hour if I get my long shot
Uh-oh.
home, because
Or
that's,
Anthony's.
yeah, it's going to blow. There we go. It's going to blow way up. In race number 9, top pick for me is down on the inside. I've got Fly the W in a really, really good Tapeta feature. I'm going to absolutely stab and bomb with Just Relax, okay? The 3-horse in reality. I have the utmost respect for Rated by Merit, who might just literally be the fastest 2-year-old in the country.
This is I like this horse.
I'm going
This
to try
is
to
sneaky.
blow this thing up today. And in race number 11, of course, that's my long shot, by the way. And in race number 11, I just got the 2 favorites and the 2 very, very logicals. But I'm with Samantha that Lady Mary is going to be clearly, to me at least, to us at least, the one to beat. Let's get back now. Race number 8, as I alluded to, what a good turf race. So you're just going to see this each and every, day for that matter,
Yeah.
of the championship championship meet. These turf races are phenomenal. The crew and the guys and the gals have done a great job with the course out there. It is ready to roll. We'll start with you with Sleepwalker, who I think is the horse to beat. I didn't want to take too short a number on her, and that was, don't forget now, that was a 3-year-old stakes.
Exactly.
The older grouse she's going to have to face today.
Yeah, look, everybody in this race runs the same on the sheets virtually, so I looked and I was trying to find something. They're all very similar. I'm spreading. I'm not going to run to the windows on Sleepwalker. Honestly, I don't think she's a stakes horse. I'm not really convinced she's an allowance horse either, but I think today she's set up to run a better race.
I agree with that. And I think she is a very tepid horse to beat in here. We'll see how it plays out. I'm going to try to jump the gun with the Gonzalez horses.
There you
go.
go.
I think with Mia More, though, I think she's a little different than the horse I picked earlier on, because it looks like the barn now, she's had a lot of AM activity.
She has.
She might be ready to fire a big shot. She is facing older for the first time.
Yeah, but she's got speed whenever you want to use it. She's one that she's got gears to her, which you look at the morning works, you think that there's going to be some speed.
Let's take a look at Cold Hard Stare, who I honestly didn't know what to price on this morning line. She was 11-1 in this race. She didn't really do any running at all. She did break slowly, though, right? This is, where are we at here?
This is in South Africa.
Look at you.
So this was her win in 2023 here. Okay, this was going 5 3/4 furlongs. 5 for 5. Is that how
never seen that
I've never
in my
either.
life.
There she is, gutting it out here. Now this was that sprint distance. I like that for her. They tried her going 6. She definitely needed the race, but you see, she's got a nice way of going. I promise you, they just gave her that race at Belmont. I think this is going to be a bit too sharp for her here. I mean, pardon me. I don't think it's going to be too sharp. I think that the 6 furlongs was a bit too sharp for at Belmont. I think the 2 turns is going to help her here.
I would have liked to have seen her take a cent of money in her
I agree.
first race.
That's fair.
We got a Hall of Famer calling the show. We got double Hall of Famers that day.
Right.
Bill Mott and John Velasquez. And that was not a good race at all, and she's 11-1, and she ran accordingly. But we'll see what we get today. It's a bad post. If they better, maybe take another extra little look at her. A wide open race. You got 19 amendments, got speed on the stretch. Could be dangerous for Trombo, Relu Gutierrez as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can go in here. All right, race 9. Another barn burner here on the Tapeta and the Sable Palm, $100,000 up for grabs in this overnight handicap, 3-year-olds and up. This is the first time in my morning line duties I did not make Fly the W the favorite. We'll see how it shakes out by post time. He scratched out of, honestly, he probably scratched out of a more difficult spot last week. Even though it wasn't a $100,000 race.
I agree. I think it was a way tougher spot. And today he carries 122 pounds. The last time he was in the ballpark of this type of weight was in May. He's just such a cool horse. Post position, where he is in the race, it doesn't matter because he creates the win for himself.
He carried a $130 back. And you can tweet to me if you want. I have Skip Away in the Island, which I think was 1997, the last time a horse carried 130 pounds, not counting like the fall high weight or anything like that. It's, you don't see it. Okay, put it that way. And he paid the price. KC Chief was winning his 4th straight that day.
Yep.
What do you do now with the 2 horses that are, let's be honest, classier than Fly the W? And that's the 8 Dripping Gold and the 9 Sir London. They're both turf horses.
Yeah, that's a great question. We don't know how they're going to handle it. This Dripping Gold horse, the most recent win was at Kentucky Downs. He's 5 years old. I think he's too smart for his own good. When you win at Kentucky Downs or you lose at Kentucky Downs, I don't give you too much credit for that.
This is Shug. This is West Point. Great to see Shug's name back in the entry box here. Edgard's here. That's why this horse is favored on the morning line. They bet the West Point horses a lot. We'll see. Sir London. Now, I don't know this for a fact. I got a feeling Dripping Gold's gotten over the Tapeta before because Shug's got a barn at Fair Hill.
Yep.
I know that Sir London's gotten over the Tapeta before because you can see it right in his workouts for Graham.
Yeah, and this is the MO Racing. They came back with Olivia Darling last week with a big win here. This horse was really impressive winning. I believe that was Fountain of Youth Day earlier this year, March 30th, was that? Graham. Maybe. But this is a good horse. And like you said, Graham's crafty with these moves.
Graham must have, cut someone off in traffic or something. This is the third straight stakes race that he's been in the parking lot.
Yep.
All 3 races on the outside.
Shame.
Here's a big stat, though, 28%. It was good to catch up with Graham yesterday and see him as well.
Yeah.
28% turf to Topeka at Gulfstream Park. You don't think he knows what he's doing?
There you
Stat
have
boy
it.
with a big one here. 373 ROI. I think if you're playing a serious ticket today in the late 5, 4, and the Rainbow, you have to use those 2 horses. As good as Fly the W is, he's cut his teeth in the starter optional claiming races.
In the summer, too.
In the summer, these are not those kind of horses. No. Okay, here we go now. Rated by Merit in race 10. In reality, $300,000 on the line in the FTBOA Florida Sire Stakes finale. He's blitzed through the others. Let's show you what he's got going on. The fastest 2-year-old in the country is now going to try 2 turns for the first time.
Well, look, 2 turns of this 1 mile and a 16th with a short stretch first finish line. Actually plays well for him. You get a breather really going these 2 turns. There's been a lot of strong AM activity, really getting the bottom in him, the air in the lungs. You talked to Mike Yates, after this race. He looked like a different horse. We said it in the paddock too. He just looked better. It looked like his coat was just coming around. Now, he was tired after that last race, but he still ran huge.
He ran a 2.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great?
What did they run in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile?
Oh, that's a great question.
2.
Oh, big, because Jonathan's Way ran like a 5 on the sheet. So,
but the 2 is you can't run any faster.
No, and he's got nice progression. He paired 3s and then he ran a 2.
I don't think he's going to be. He has a Ben Tornado feel.
I agree.
To me,
yeah, I get
don't
that.
think he's going to be at his best at 2 turns. He'll probably win today. And then I'd love to see him move on and progress to the Florida Derby.
Right.
We all would. It'd be awesome. I think at the end of the day, he's going to be better at 1 turn, a crack miler maybe.
Yeah.
But if you're ever going to try to beat him, it's today. And I'm just going to take a real shot with just relax. Listen, Jose D'Angelo threw him to the wolves last time in the Dr. Fager.
Yep.
He was beaten 14 lengths. He chased and tired. It was his first start on a fast track. He's bred to run top and bottom all day long, and maybe, just maybe, at a big number, he makes a dent here. We got a stat as well. Neokos is out of this race. It's been announced for a while. Our ace in the office, Eddie, had that out, Eddie Gray, earlier. So he's out. Just take note of that. This is not too flattering at 11% sprint to route, but this horse is bred for it. It's a giant admitted stab for me, but rated by Merit now with the scratch of Neokos. He probably is 1 to 5 if he's not 1 to 9.
Yeah, I agree. I've got your horse in second. This is the dark horse to me.
Okay, I like it. All right, so you're kind of picking up what I'm putting
big
down.
Time. Yeah.
Classic, of course, auto defaults into your second choice, and he's supposed to be because he has run very well, and he's run fast figures outside
and he's fit.
Rated by Merit. He's fit. All the bean cones are. We know that. Okay, wrapping it up here in race number 11 on the turf in an optional claimer. Another real beauty here. Fillies and mares going at it. 17 feet are the rails. Let's show you the replay of Lady Mary, who's got a lot of class for Jack Sisters and actually favored in the Jockey Club Oaks at Belmont at Aqueduct against just 3-year-olds.
This is the German Oaks. This is a huge race in Germany here. She's running third. She's not the one taking off. She's the one that's going to pick up some ground here to finish third. It was a very competitive race. If you want a good laugh, I think listening to the race call was very, very fun. Look, she's going to get Lasix for the first time in the U.S. Now, this is her second start here in the U.S. She did not break well, which horses coming from Europe, they never do.
Nope.
And look, now we've got Lasix on. This is a great post position. I love the fact that they're cutting her back. I know that her only win on the page, it's at a mile. So the fact that she handled a mile and 3/8, and she ran on a little bit, but I think this is a better distance.
Jack does such a good job with these he's got a pipeline over there, and he's brought a lot of them over. New Guinea is clearly the main danger. State bred for Christophe Clement, came back from over a year layoff, 13 months to be exact, last time. She's got big races. She won the Yaddo with a huge figure. Can she get back to it? That remains to be seen, but those are the two in the finale. Hey, quick stat, though, on Jimmy Toner, because Ronnie's probably got this horse. That's the 10 Biloxi Blues. Another horse second off a long, long way off. We know Jimmy does such really good work here at Gulfstream. 21% off 31, second off here, first after, excuse me. So we'll see what we get here.
Yep.
This is a barn that routinely gears up during the winter. Bobby DeBona's spotted to score there today, dressed up with Fly the W. So you might want to factor that into your handicapping as well. Lightning round really, really quick. Yesterday, another stakes for the 2-year-olds. This one in the pulpit. And Mibago, boy, he was good. Watch this replay, too, because get a feel for what's going on out there on a very fast and firm turf course. This is your path to victory.
It is. Look at this horse today. Look, the rail settings are the same today. The weather's been the same from the last 24 hours. These horses are not coming back. Hit That Review ran really gamely, but was just up against it. Mibago took the lead. What a great ride there, and there's no turning back.
No, without a doubt.
No.
TT Pick 3 is in race 5 today.
Yep.
$3 minimum, 15% takeout. Samantha's got a video. She's got the ticket as well. We'll tweet it out later. And then quickly, your best bet today?
In the opener, it's a Great Shashi.
Okay, coming up.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, for Bobby DeBona, I am a little bit later on today, and I never remember these. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Zozukera at 2-1. I am in race.
Oh, you are.
Oh,
There
my
you
goodness.
go.
Dueling best bets. How about that?
All
My
right.
long shot is a big one later. Who's your long shot today?
In race 5, that we live the game.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
see me in the Sire Stakes, and you've got Samantha.
We live this game.
Okay, big number there and an absolute phenomenal turf race as well. And that's what's going to happen all day, including those Sire Stakes on the main track. Pete is upstairs. Not a lot of scratches and changes. We'll be back here for the opener. Thanks for being with us.